Usually, Ryan, I don't start a podcast like this, but I'm going to have to say, I'm going to start off with a comment. Usually we say the comments for last. Ryan, how about the last comment when this Huskies team went 1-0? It said all of this over a win versus what was it, Northeastern?
Northeastern.
Well, how about can we finally celebrate? Do we have permission to celebrate now? How about Ryan? All of this over a win against Texas, number
Well,
3 Texas Longhorns. Man, I bet you the committee is feeling pretty bummed out right about now, huh? I bet they're feeling pretty down and depressed in the dumps lately because, man, all of these so-called upsets. Oh, my goodness, Ryan. And one more thing, by the way, before you get started, shout out to Fox Sports 1 for broadcasting the game. And by the way, I don't know if you took notice or not. A word got around that I need to start paying more attention to you when you talk. So I think if you seem to agree, you tell me. But I don't think you have any issue when you talk, do you?
no, I don't. Well, I mean, of course, I would certainly hope you're listening to me. I don't know what else.
Yeah. Well,
I don't.
it's called listen up, isn't it? Listen up.
That is what it's
All
called, and I
right, all
would.
right. So we have that dust knocked off our shoulders. Man, what did you? I have 2 words for you, man, and I know it's can get old because if the same player shows up every night or every day, so be it. 2 words, Ryan. Azzi Fudd.
Well, I mean, Gamble Pavilion was packed tonight, and you could
Mm-hmm.
just hear through the TV watching at home that you knew the energy, the intensity was going to be there all night long. Before the game, of course, very special jersey retirement for Swin Cash, only the second ever women's player. We already had an episode going over that. Very special ceremony there tonight. But it was the same starting lineup for UConn tonight, even though Caroline Ducharme did see some minutes coming off the bench. And that starting lineup seems to be working pretty darn good for UConn. Lou Lopez Seneschal filling in for Caroline Ducharme's spot. She had another pretty good game tonight, but game very physical, like I mentioned from the start. Both teams crashing the boards, fighting for rebounds. The battle of the bigs really early in the game. Texas scored the first 4, and then UConn got settled in, just kind of like the last game. First couple minutes off to a slow start, but they got settled in, created turnovers. Nika Mule continuing to just affect passes was a big part of the defensive effort. Just again in this game, and there was a timeout about halfway through that first quarter. After that timeout, the momentum switched just a little bit. Texas amped up their defense, started making shots, ended up taking a 1-point lead into the second quarter. Second quarter was kind of back and forth. Texas would go on a run. UConn would answer and vice versa. But I think for me, just UConn just staying the course, keep battling. Nika Mule just continuing to create turnovers, getting steals, setting her teammates up with passes, getting them open. It's just somehow Nika Mule. I just love to watch her play so much because she finds a way to affect every single possession. And she's really just the X factor for me on the defensive side of things for UConn. But Sonia Morris, Deona Gaston, Taylor Jones as well for Texas were all heating up in that second quarter. Sonia Morris, shout out to her, and of course all of Texas. They played great tonight, but Sonia Morris lit it up. Transfer from DePaul. I knew she was going to score a couple points tonight, but yeah, UConn took a lead into that third quarter, finished off the second quarter pretty good. Lou Lopez started off. Nika hit a 3 as well. Starting off the third quarter, and then some players started getting the foul trouble. Aaliyah Edwards had 3. Aliyah Moore for Texas, freshman for Muhammad, had 4. Aliyah Moore had 3. And towards the end of the third, Aaliyah, Aubrey, and Azzi all started making baskets. UConn went on a run, 12-point lead, thought it was over. Texas made a little bit of a run in that fourth quarter, but like you said, there's only one thing to say, and that's Azzi Fudd, a career high 32 points. I don't know how many threes she didn't make in that fourth quarter. Just unbelievable again from Azzi Fudd.
It is, man. And again, we're going over the final score fresh off of a 2-0 start, right? Connecticut 83, Texas 76. as the Huskies come away with their second W of the season. Azzi Fudd, 32 points, Ryan, 32 points. I want to get into two different quick topics with you to get your take. I know people, obviously, we've learned that in the past year. People love to hear Ryan's take on UConn women's basketball. Never in my life did I figure I would ever say that, right? So here we go. First topic. What about Azzi Fudd? What about Azzi Fudd? Are you surprised? Are you not surprised? Because 2 games in a row, you had not gone with Azzi Fudd as a star player. What is she showing you? I mean, as far as, because I know we saw a lot of negative comments about her leading up to her big time 2 performances so far this season. What is this telling you, especially with Paige Beckers out all season? I mean, this is, I mean, she is a mature basketball player that I don't think, I mean, obviously top recruited right out of high school. Did we actually see this coming, though, this fast?
Oh, I mean, I certainly didn't expect her to score this many points right off the bat. And of course, I obviously going to go with her as a star player after the game. But I mean, she's just been amazing. And she is definitely the leader in terms of scoring for this team. And I think it's going to be really important down the road for just Azzi to continue this, because like I mentioned, all this is great now. It's great that she's starting off like this and UConn is playing their defense the way we know they can play. Azzi is scoring so many points. It's just amazing to watch her shoot. She just shoots the ball so quick. She just gets it out of her hands, just a flick of a wrist.
Yeah.
And it's just a swoosh, automatic, it seems like. But it's just, I hope she can obviously keep on continuing this throughout the whole entire season. It's going to be really important in March without Paige Becker. So Azzi Fudd's going to have to be the one on most nights. I think she's going to have to score the most points, make all those threes come up in the clutch situations like we saw tonight in the fourth quarter, and finish off the game for UConn. And UConn's going to rely on her to make those baskets in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you said it great there. And did you see? I'm sure you saw who one of her strong connections are to the not WNBA, the NBA. She has a strong connection with Steph Curry, and I wanted to get into that too very quickly. I mean, any possible possibility that because of her working out with him so much. I mean, that we talk about it, man. Sometimes the stuff that is not seen behind the scenes is the stuff that really gives you the opportunity to open up during especially big time games like this one.
Yeah, and I know Azzi was, I'm pretty sure, attended Steph Curry's camp, and along with a couple other athletes and players. So I saw the pictures from that. I'm sure that was really fun. But yeah, I saw Steph Curry was wearing Azzi's jersey the other night, and I can definitely see the similarity between Steph Curry's release and Azzi Fudd's shot. It's just incredible because they both can release the ball so quick and so fast. Both great scorers, both great 3-point scorers. And Azzi Fudd just seems like the best player in the nation right now. And Steph Curry, of course, is one of the best players in the NBA, but Azzi Fudd, just incredible. And every other player that played for UConn tonight also played very good. Lou Lopez knocked down a couple threes. Of course, Nika Mule assists and passing the ball, creating steals as always. She did a tremendous job. And Dorka Juhas, Aaliyah Edwards as well, down low, getting the rebounds. They also were playing tough physical defense down there, getting steals, fighting for the ball. Just an all-out incredible effort again tonight from UConn.
Before we move on to the comments and then say goodnight on this Monday, Ryan, what does this tell you as far as, not only, I know we talked about Azzi Fudd so much now again, but let's focus on your comment about as far as the other players around Azzi Fudd stepping up, because Azzi Fudd, obviously she deserves a lot of credit, but not all of it, right? I mean, there's a lot of players that are stepping up now in Paige Becker's absence. That comment on that, and then how about, I know I'm putting a lot on your plate. Hey, that's what comes with a big win, right? That's on Fox Sports 1, huh? And then the other thing, what does this say? What does this say about close ball games? Because face it, we've seen at every level in sports, dominant teams that slide by all season long with blowout victories. When they get tested, that's when sometimes they can overcome the close ball games or they fail. Even though it's still early in the season, Ryan, this is looking very promising considering how many close games have we had since we covered UConn? Not a lot. Let's face it. So this time the Huskies were actually battle tested and they came out on top without, well, she's not hanging on the wall now, but without you know who. What does that say about this ball team?
Yeah, and kind of like the announcers were saying tonight, both teams coaches said before the game they're going to learn a lot about both of their teams tonight, whether they win or lose. I'm sure Texas learned a lot about their team and chemistry and how that needs to improve going forward. But especially for UConn and Gino, I'm sure the team learned a lot tonight. The chemistry is there. The defense is there. The offense is there with Azzi. And I think for UConn, a little bit, it seems like to me sometimes, again, if I have to give one point that I didn't like during the game, I think their passing at times needs to improve. Setting up on offense because they did rely a lot tonight on Azzi Fudd making those shots. So I hope the offense can improve a little bit tonight, but certainly every player I think right now is contributing for UConn, and that's going to be very important. It can't always be Azzi scoring all the points and Nika doing all the work on defense and passing. It needs to be a team effort, and we have seen that the first two games against Northeastern and Texas. So like you said, it needs to be a team effort and all the players around each other coming together, and the defense is always going to lead to the offense. But Azzi Fudd scored a lot of points tonight, and the defense was there all night.
Let me just say, I hope that Azzi Fudd is on our thumbnail picture for this episode. That's all I hope. Because, hey, are you ready for this here? Are you ready for this? Get ready now. Azzi Fudd, Ryan, brings her season total to 58 points, the most by a UConn player through their first two games over the last 20 seasons.
That's pretty incredible. And with all the legendary players that have played at UConn, that's a pretty incredible stat.
I'm telling you, man, I was high on this player. I'm sure that you can be proof of that. I never, ever did I doubt Azzi Fudd. And it's pretty special. That's all I can say. You want to get into some comments very, very quick, Ryan, and then we will head out. This is from the last episode, UConn Huskies last check-in versus Texas. Ryan, they came through very well. I'm only going to get into a few. Michael Lawson, UConn 78, Texas 70. I believe it's too early for Texas to play a ranked team this early with all these transfers. Harmon is key for Texas. Without her, no team structure with new players. UConn forwards diving to the paint, getting to the line will make the difference. Nika and Fudd will push the pace defensively. DeBerry will do just fine. Player of the game. And then I'm not too sure if he had one.
Well, I hope he picked Azzi Fudd because she was definitely the player of the game again. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Nika and Fudd kind of getting the pace going, and it's just he was almost close to the score too. He wasn't very far, but that's a good point about Rory Harmon because you can definitely see Texas is missing her a lot in terms of her kind of setting the pace for the Texas team. And her defense is obviously missed. Her size, she's a very big guard, and she was obviously missed tonight for Texas in this game.
The disruptive one, man, you'll have fun with this comment. I think this could be a blowout. I really do. Swin Cash Night, Harmon may not play. Gamble, UConn by 10 plus. Well, Ryan, that's up to you because this is your part of the show, but I'm not calling this final score a blowout.
No, I wouldn't call it a blowout, but Texas did score a couple late points there. But it certainly did not feel like a blowout. But UConn definitely did their job there at the end to finish it off. But both of these teams fought very, very hard tonight, and UConn just out hustled, outworked Texas there at the end with a little bit of help from Azzi Fudd. And of course, their defensive pressure continuing for all 4 quarters throughout the entire game. UConn just worked a little bit harder tonight.
How about Robert Mather? He wanted to shout out to you. He says, I like listening to Ryan, 85-68, UConn.
Appreciate it. I try to be interesting when I talk and try to get good points for you guys.
Let's go up to I like this one a lot. Let's go up to Jason D'Amico. Just watched some film of Texas versus Louisiana. Texas shows flashes of good play. Their defense can be smothering against the right opponent. However, they can be lazy. They don't hustle for loose balls and do not respect each possession and can be very careless with the ball. If UConn isolates Gaston and plays their normal game, UConn will win big. Peace.
Well, he might consider being a scout, because that was a pretty dead-on scouting report right there. That's pretty much what Texas did tonight. They showed flashes of scoring with Sonya Morris and Gaston and also Taylor Jones, but they were lazy at times, and UConn was able to take advantage of that, passing to open players. They left Azzi Fudd open way too many times. You just can't leave Azzi Fudd open, and she let them know that tonight. They were able to pass kind of in the paint a couple of times and caught Texas napping down there. So Texas definitely did show their intensity on both sides, but like I said, they just got out hustled and outpaced by UConn, which is going to happen to a lot of other teams that UConn plays.
And time for one more. I'm not going to go over this full comment, Ryan. We appreciate Alan Lee commenting. I'm really liking how you two are doing your due diligence on these opponents before the game is played. I can tell you're getting out on the web and even checking out highlights from other games, and I will leave it right there. If you want to see the rest of that comment, Ryan, you can log on to the pod.
Yeah, and that's something we kind of talked about during the off season, because obviously last year was the first year we did cover UConn, and we definitely could have done a better job. So we hope to do a better job certainly all season this year. Making sure we're staying on top of everything and providing you guys with more videos before the game, and of course doing all the last check-ins with who UConn's playing. It's certainly keeping you updated on what the rankings are, and of course, any news about UConn during the whole entire season, of course, we'll be here after every game recapping all the wins and losses for UConn. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully the content's just going to keep on getting better and better throughout the entire season and for years to come, hopefully.
What's the saying? The quote, everything in Texas is best. Well, not tonight, Ryan. Not tonight. After a big performance by Azzi Fudd, something that we could only pray for, and it came true. Final score, Connecticut 83, Texas 76, and everything is alive and well actually in UConn, not Texas. Phil and Rye on Listen Up.